Warning, the following includes footage of high-priced lobbyists, a Randy senator, and me attempting journalism. Viewer discretion is advised.
Senator Marchion's office.
Yeah, hi, is this Senator Marchion's office?
Her constituents are livid.
You could not air without a string of bleeps what I'd like to say to her.
Massive calling?
Yeah, it's Blake from Cafe. We're doing a video report on the Hoosick Falls water situation.
This ought to be national news.
There's real bitterness and really open warfare now.
Is this New York's Flint?
We're talking to some local leaders.
You should be on our side.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Hold on? Did she know who she was speaking to? Watch me give her a piece of my mind.
Thank you.
I called Senator Marchion to ask about Hoosick Falls, a small upstate New York community she represents. Recently, residents were told by the feds to stop drinking the water there after the state had suggested it was okay. Now, many are contaminated with the chemical PFOA, and they want hearings about what went wrong. But Marchion says no.
This village was grappling with this terrible health problem.
Really odd cancers up in Hoosick Falls.
And really it came out to the public only after the EPA stepped in.
The Cuomo administration knew about this a year and a half before the people were advised.
Don't drink your water.
It was shocking.
We're scared to death.
The EPA, right before they sent out the letter to the village, was raising the flags that this was a really significant problem.
The EPA was actively urging and pushing the Cuomo administration to warn the people.
For 18 months, everybody continued on drinking water. There is young children, babies, that started their life off drinking that water.
And the Cuomo administration was saying they didn't want to raise alarms. They didn't want to cause undue panic.
You guys gotten PFOA tests?
Yes.
The average American probably has about 2 parts per billion of PFOA in their bloodstream.
Mine's 148. My husband's is 231. My oldest, who is 10, is 51.5. My youngest, who is 9, is 46.
Why didn't anybody from the health department get fired?
How could they have failed so miserably?
Folks in the village think that the only way to do this is to get an actual set of hearings where all the issues can be aired.
But while the residents want a hearing, Senator Marchion has pushed for a task force instead. So I asked them, why is a hearing so much better?
The public is allowed to go and ask questions. There's subpoena power. A task force would be appointed by Governor Cuomo.
He generally picks the members of the task force, and then they come out with a report a certain number of months later. The criticism against that is,
Do you think he's going to put anybody on there that's going to speak against him? The public is then cut off.
One would think that in a Democrat-controlled state, Republicans would have no problem exposing any sort of potential issues. In terms of Kathy Marchion, her constituents do want to know why she wouldn't at least take a stand on this.
Or the Senate Republicans, who are the logical ones to hold hearings on this, but they're not doing it, and they're refusing to do it because they're in the tank with the governor.
They say they want to look forward, basically, not backwards.
Senator Marchion doesn't want to look back because behind us are the lies.
Not holding hearings is a cover-up of a cover-up.
We couldn't be insulted anymore over her actions and statements.
If this took place in Westchester or Stamford or the Hamptons, they would absolutely be seeking answers.
Are there a lot of wealthy political donors in this town?
Where are they?
Any of you friends with millionaires? Got any millionaire friends?
If I was,
I'm single. Show them this way.
Despite my commanding tone, I never did connect with Senator Marchion's press office that day. I had just one last option if I wanted to find out why she didn't support holding hearings.
We're right outside the Statehouse in Albany, New York. This is where the governor and the legislative leaders are discussing their top priorities for this particular legislative session.
We waited for Senator Marchion for a long time, but ultimately she did agree to talk on one condition.
Excuse me, Senator, what do you think about hearings for Hoosick Falls water? People are upset, and they want to know if it's possible to get hearings so they can get accountability.
I'll be back. Okay, let me make the ladies room.
Okay, we'll talk afterwards. Thank you very much. Hi, Senator. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say some people are upset because they think that a public, they think, yes, yeah, sure.
Who are you with?
The senator stunned us by not recognizing me, but agreed she'd talk on camera once she found an aide to join in the fun. Now that our friend was with us, I asked Senator Marchion to explain why she wasn't pushing for hearings for Hoosick Falls.
Let me just give you some history. You know, since this has occurred, there's been a lot of things that are going on in Hoosick Falls.
After several minutes of numbers and facts about how the state's response had been strong after the initial delay, something with which many residents do agree, the senator finally got to my question.
The reason I thought that it would be a better idea to have a joint task force that the governor would call is because then everyone is at the table.
The thing about moving forward, though, and not looking back, last question, this is the last question. The thing about moving forward, well, you gave a long answer. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I continued to press the senator, but her position didn't change. I still wondered if maybe the door wasn't completely closed on getting those hearings, so I decided to ask State Senator Kemp Hannon, who chairs the Senate Health Committee, whether the door really was open, but he was busy with other concerns.
Excuse me, Senator. What do you think of getting water hearings for the water crisis in Hoosick Falls? Do you have any comment on that? Senator, hearings for Hoosick Falls victims.